our garden right now, and we're gonna find the comfrey that we have growing. We're gonna harvest some comfrey for our salve. We started growing comfrey this year just for all the benefits that it does have. Even for the garden, we want it to get really big. Right now it's not super big, but we're hoping it's gonna get that way. It does pretty well, even in the cold, and we've had some chilly days here. I'm gonna turn this around and show you guys what our comfrey looks like. Okay, so this is our comfrey that we have growing, and eventually it will get some flowers on the top. But I'm gonna let Gemma, oh, the girl's got some beautiful kale there. Are you nibbling on kale?
Hi, I have a twinsy. That's her.
Girls, they love to play twins. So Gemma, you can go ahead and harvest some of the comfrey, please, and we're gonna harvest it from the outer leaf, and you can try to get as much of the stem as possible. Okay. So let's start on these bottom pieces right here. And try to get the stem, because we are going to dry these herbs from the stem. We're going to hang them up. So let's get about 4 or 5. Thank you, hon. 4 or 5 of these leaves. They're giant, beautiful leaves of comfrey. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's just do with that. Just the 3, because we only need a couple of cups. So as you can see, they are beautiful, fibrous leaves. They're going to make for this wonderful salve. So we got our comfrey, and now we're going to go look for some plantain. And plantain is one of those things that grows very plentifully. As long as you're not spraying your yard with chemicals, you can find it pretty much anywhere. And there's lots of different types of plantain. Hey, here's some. Yeah. Gee, you see that little plantain right there? She's going to grab some of these little leaves. Let me see. Can you show me the leaves? They grow, they have a lot of lines down the center, and let me see, JD. They're rather thin leaves.
These are some. Oh wait, that's some.
Now some of them can be more round, but we've got a lot of these little thin ones. Let me see here.
Yeah, I got lots here.
So collect quite a few, and we'll put those in our salve. Sophie's just harvesting some plantain. Okay, so I just got back inside, and I'm going to show you guys how I take my leaves and dry them. So I'm inspecting my comfrey right now just to check for any bugs and debris. Just make sure that they're clean. And we're going to go ahead and bundle them together. I'm just going to wrap some twine around them. And I'm just tying twine around them and finding a dry spot in my house or my kitchen where I can hang them up for drying for about 3 or 4 days. Hey guys, so I also have my plantain here. I'm just gonna show you a really quick and easy way to dry that plantain. Of course, you don't want to touch it much to minimize the same thing, minimize the bruising. You just take your leaves and just string them out right here. As long as there's no major dirt or debris, get any of that stuff off if you see anything on there. Okay, so we gathered all of our comfrey and plantain. We put it in our Instant Pot. The dried leaves, we crushed them up, put them in the Instant Pot here, and we are covering them with olive oil. So as you can see, the olive oil is covering probably about 1.5 to 2 cups of olive oil. We're gonna put that in the Instant Pot and put it on the keep warm setting for 24 hours. Keep warm, and I've got it set for 24 hours, and that will infuse our salve. Hey everybody, welcome to Filled at Home today. I have Sophie here in the kitchen with me, and we're gonna finish up the comfrey salve that we started the other day. We got a few products in the mail today I'm super excited about. We've got our beeswax pellets. We were waiting on those. And then we got these super cute little 2-ounce aluminum tins that we're going to be putting our salve into today. And if you remember on the last olive oil. So what we're going to do today first is we are going to strain. Here's my little straining system. Smells somewhat strong. Just a cup, but I say the more the better, whatever you have. And, oh wow, that ended up making quite a bit of oil, Sophie. That's awesome. Okay, so we're just gonna, I'm pressing that down just to, now we're gonna have a double boiler set up. My beeswax pellets. So basically for every 8 ounces, we're gonna use our Pyrex here, for every 8 ounces of this infused oil, we're gonna add 1 ounce of the beeswax. So that's a pretty simple ratio. Now, I like the balance of the beeswax with the oil. It helps create the creaminess, and it helps the oil to cool down in these tins to create the salve. By the way, this is organic beeswax. I will have the link in the description underneath the video, so check that out when we're all done. Sophie, we're gonna measure out, since we're gonna fill this up to 16 ounces, I think we're gonna go ahead and do 2 ounces in here of the white beeswax. Thank you.
Looks like
Okay. Yeah, these are really cool. They're little pellets. I like that. Okay, let's measure out our 2 ounces here. It's about half of the, okay, so we'll start with that. Rest of it, we're gonna pour some of this infused oil. Set that over there. Pour some of our infused oil up to 16 ounces. Now it depends on how much you make, but that's the ratio. 1 ounce of the pellets to the 2 ounces, I'm sorry, 8 ounces of oil. Okay, and it looks like we have just about 16 ounces. That's awesome. So I'm gonna put this into my little makeshift double boiler. I want to add a little extra yummy smell, because we like lavender, right, Sophie?
Yeah.
Sophie's my lavender girl. She uses it at night. She loves it. So I'm gonna take some of my lavender oil. While that's melting down, I'm just gonna add, I don't know, I'm gonna try 20 drops for right now, see how that works. 9, 10, 11. Maybe a little bit more. I want it to smell real good. And we know lavender as well is such a great natural healer. Just like the comfrey and the plantain that's in the salve right now, this is gonna add just more healing properties for our skin stuff that we're gonna use it for. Got a little bit of a spoon. I'm just gonna give this a mix here and maybe turn up the heat just a smidge. I've got it on medium. We have our beeswax melting right now inside of our infused salve. I'm gonna give it a little stir, waiting for that to melt. So obviously the beeswax has a much higher melting point than the olive oil. So we'll keep an eye on that, and as soon as that's done, we're gonna go ahead and add them to our little jars here. Hey guys, so I'm just stirring up my beeswax and my infused oil right now, and it's looking like it's starting to melt, so that's great. I was getting a little bit worried, but I figured out that I needed more water in my double boiler, so the water needed to come up all the way to the Pyrex in order to melt what was floating on the top, and so that seems to be working right now. So it is almost ready for our tins. And this whole process needs to be done rather quickly before the beeswax melts again. So I'm gonna have you girls step back just a smidge so I can start pouring this. This is gonna be very hot, and the tins will be hot. This will take a little bit of time to cool down. Go ahead and take it out of our double boiler. Give it one more stir to get that beeswax down in there.
It did melt.
And remember, I added about 20-25 drops of the lavender oil. So let's see how this pours here. I'm gonna pour it up about almost to the top. This might make a good amount of salve. drops in each one.
I used it for my pillow last night.
Maybe 5 in each one.
I used it too.
Okay. Okay, so that is gonna cool for about 1 to 2 hours.
1 to 2 hours.
Let's check it out in a few hours.
Mama, we have
Beeswax is starting to harden up. Hey everybody, thanks for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe at the bottom. And check out my description at the bottom as well for links to the products I used today, including the beeswax pellets and the aluminum tins. I hope you enjoyed it today, and click the notifications as well so you can get my weekly videos, and hope you're enjoying them. Give me a comment. Let me know how this DIY worked out for you too.